Here's another thing I'm investing in. Feel free to take a look at this. The AI revolution is going to cause a shortage in uranium. Uranium is necessary because uranium is critical for the building of nuclear power plants and nuclear reactors. Nuclear power had fallen out of favor largely because of Three Mile Island and Chernobyl and the Fukushima, and so everyone sort of started to poo-poo on nuclear power. Well, nuclear is making a comeback, I guess, because they think that they can now do it safely. Who knows? We'll find out. But either way, they're going to do it regardless. And companies like Oklo, if you saw that stock Oklo we were talking about a year and a half ago, that sucker was, we started talking about when it was about $10 a share. Now it's up in the 60s. I bought some more, by the way. I bought some more. I sold some long-term out of the money call options on the stock just in case the stock collapses. I also bought lots of puts just in case it drops back down, but there's a chance it could keep going up because this industry is going to get more demand. So here's an ETF in uranium you can feel free to take a look at. It's the Global X Uranium ETF. The ticker symbol is URA. And as you can see, apparently it must have been a good. I recommended this to you guys about a year ago, and it looks like it's done quite well the last 3 months, about 52% in the last 3 months. What are the crazy things I've ever been talking about? That was me. I just ranted the other day because I got some stupid question about this. I'm gonna stop here, right? Because this is something I'm not gonna rant again, but this was something that really kind of gets to me, and I want to make sure you understand this as you learn about investing. When I mentioned this stock that I was that we were talking about Oklo, and one guy came in and he made a point that I guess I think is worth responding to, and he says, well, instead of telling us about the stocks that have already done well, why don't you tell us about the next stock that's going to do well, that's going to be the next big one? And I just paused for a minute and I was like, how do I frame this response without sounding like an asshole? And the way I framed it was I said, the stock market is not a casino. This is, you are not playing the numbers. You are not on the casino boat. You know how people get their paycheck and they go to the boat. Anybody know anybody like that? This ain't the boat. This ain't the bingo hall. This is not rolling the dice, shooting craps. If you want to gamble, you should go to Vegas. You should order the DraftKings app and you can bet on who's going to win the NBA championship if that's not over yet already. I'm not paying attention. Um, you can go bet on the Kentucky Derby or something. But this idea that somehow I'm a professor and my PhD is legitimate. I always tell people, because there's so many fake people on the internet talking about financial stuff, I tell people, look, my dissertation's online. You can go look it up. You can go read, you can call Ohio State and say, did Boyce Watkins finish her PhD program? And they're going to say yes. Um, so because this is my area, I have to say, like, stop letting people make you think that there are people who can predict which stock is going to be the next big stock. Nobody knows which stock is going to be the next Nvidia. If I knew that, man, I would put all my money into one company and be done with it. Nobody knows which stock is going to be the next Apple. Nobody knows which stock is going to be the next Oklo. Nobody knows.